Welcome to Collecting Chaos. It's time for the Eternal Mylite Project. This is the show where I take 30 or so comics out of my collection and show them to you. And at the end of the show, I pick my cover of the week based on the comics that I showed you on Monday. Now, this week is different. You see, I only have 17 comics to show you. I don't have 30. And here they are. There's 17 comics here. Maybe a couple of duplicates. So, before I start punishing you with that, let's watch the intro. Now, those of you that watched the Friday night auction on Horizon Picks channel may remember these books. Punisher War Journal 1 through 10 that I sold for $30. And the reason I haven't shipped them out, of course, is because I'm going to clean and press them before I ship them to them. And I will admit that the price they sold for, I felt it was a little low. But I'm not upset by it. I'm not upset about the price they sold for as much as I am about the lack of bidders. Because really, hardly anyone bid on them. And this is all classic Jim Lee stuff, and I figured it would go for a whole lot more than it did. I was expecting about double what I got. So I'm not really disappointed by the price so much as, like I said, the lack of bidders. And I'm going to show you now why I'm not disappointed by what I got for them. I'm just kind of happy that they're going to go away once I get them cleaned and pressed and in Mylar. So here I am to punish you today for not bidding on my Punisher War Journals. And we're going to start by showing you, yeah, I just showed you one over and you saw me put it over there. There's another Punisher War Journal number 1. This is a newsstand edition. And there's a direct market. Here's another copy of number 2. Number 3. And I have 2 of those. And here's number 4. And number 5. So you see, I had extras. It's not like I was selling my only copies. But wait, there's more. You see, I have a newsstand edition of number 6. And a direct market edition. And another 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 one. And another one. So even though this comps at around $35, which is more than I sold that whole stack for, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I wasn't really that worried about it. I will eventually make money off them. Oh yeah, and I have another copy of number 7. And number 8. Which I have 3 copies of. So like I said, I'm not really that disappointed with it. Number 8 is also a key because it's first appearance of Damage. And then I have number 9. I have 4 copies of that. This is all in addition to the one I sold. And of course, I have number 10. and number 10, 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 and number 10. Let's not leave out the newsstand edition of number 10. Like I said, I wasn't really that disappointed. But I showed you a whole lot more comics than this in the intro. So I must have more Punisher. Yes, I am going to punish you some more. If for no other reason than I'm going to continually tell you puns about the Punisher. Here's number 11, of which I have multiple copies. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 copies. Now this came out before I had my store, so I didn't buy all of these wholesale. I got them when people brought in collections. They always had plenty of Punisher. Here's number 12. So if you're missing a copy of Punisher War Journal for your collection, it's probably because I have it, okay? Let's see how many 13s I have. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of number 13. I told you, I have several short boxes of Punisher. Here's number 14, Spider-Man. But I only have 6 copies of that. Still, Jim Lee cover. David Ross interior pencils, but Jim Lee did the cover, so it's all good. And David Ross is a good penciler. I believe Jim Lee had moved on to X-Men by this time. There's number 15 with another Jim Lee cover. I only have 2 copies of that. And number 16, I got a couple of those. Notice the difference in color here? These two are pretty close to being the same, and these two are, yeah, there's basically three different shades of this green. This more of an olive here and a more of a brown here. And finally, Punisher number 17. I don't think I have a copy of 18, so I just decided to stop here. So yeah, that's well over 30 comics that I showed you. And now you know why I'm not that disappointed by the price that I got, but I am very disappointed in the number of bidders that I had. It is what it is. Those are going in a box to await their turn in being cleaned, pressed, and put in Mylar. So let's get on to the next thing. What's next? What's next is easy. It's the cover of the week. We have this beautiful Pablo Marcus Scarlet cover. It got a vote. Understandably. I mean, it's a great cover. But I don't think it's as good as the other two. I mean, here we have Sudam and Mark Schultz. Dinosaurs. And yeah, obviously a fantasy painting. Now, the majority of people did like the Cadillacs and Dinosaurs cover better. And I can understand that. And it's really a tough decision. Because I really, really love this cover. But if I were going into a newsstand or into a comic shop, and these were the only two comics that were available, because everything else was in a box, or everything else was on hold, or wasn't being released at this time, or was just too expensive, and I could only had the money for one of these two, which one would I buy? Well, this one is just too intriguing, so I'd buy this one. I would buy Cadillacs and Dinosaurs. Therefore, Cadillacs and Dinosaurs is my cover of the week. Not really a big surprise, I don't think. Now, in case you're wondering why I have these out again, it's because in a few minutes I'm going to start working on them. Now, this is the only one I'm going to be recording, but I'm still going to clean these two. And I'll clean them all at the same time, basically. So that's why these are out. But before I do that, before I start cleaning them, I'm going to be doing something else. This has been Collecting Chaos. I drop videos 3 times a week. Mondays is the Monday morning show. Wednesday, the Eternal Mylite Project. And Friday, Freeform Friday. Make sure you watch, subscribe, give it a like. Don't forget to watch me live on Thursday nights and on Friday nights on Horizon Picks Auction. I'm pretty much all over the place. And what else I'm going to do before I start on these? I'm going to go wash my hands. What else did you think it was going to be? Don't forget, before you handle your comics, your cards, your toys, collectibles, whatever you happen to be into, make sure you wash your hands. It's good for your comics, good for your toys, it's good for your health. And that's important.